Indian citizen is going to be asked to demonstrate their eligibility for Indian citizenship by producing documentation issued by a reputed government body that shows when and where they were born. Well, in Kerala, most of you won't have a problem. But in the rest of the country, many parts of India, till quite recently, birth certificates were not that common. Particularly poor Indians, rural Indians, slum dwellers, minorities, marginalized people do not have the documentation to show that they were born in India on such and such a date. Even Mr. Modi's Council of Ministers has a minister who was Army Chief, V.K. Singh, who went to court claiming that he didn't have an authentic birth certificate and the date given in his school admission was wrong. So when you're in a country where so many people don't have convincing proof of date of birth and place of birth, how can you make that a test for citizenship in our country? A lot of people will fail this test. We know that already in Assam. What happened in Assam? They conducted a register of citizens there and they found 19 lakh people ineligible, more than half of whom were not Muslims. So this bill is designed to exempt those who get trapped by the National Register of Citizens. Those people will be told, it's okay, under the Citizenship Act, you can stay. But if you are Muslim, you don't qualify under the Citizenship Act. Now imagine what happens tomorrow if somebody living in Bombay is brought before a National Register of Citizens, has no documentation. He or she will be told, sorry, how can you prove you're not from Bangladesh? And they will say, but I'm born here, my parents are born here, my grandparents are born here. And they will say, well, show us your birth certificate, and many people won't have it. It will become an excuse to strip them of their citizenship, of their voter identity card, of their job, their homes, their rights in this country. And the BJP government has already begun building internment camps to house all these people, because they cannot be deported since no neighboring country wants to accept them, but they will be essentially stripped of all the meaningful rights that they are entitled to enjoy as citizens of India. And I say to the non-Muslims in this room, is that acceptable to us? Can we stand idly by while this disenfranchisement takes place in our Muslim brothers and sisters? I ask you, are you prepared to accept that? Are you prepared to accept this injustice? Then you are standing for our Constitution, because our Constitution does not provide for this injustice. Our Constitution respects everyone equally. How somebody turns to worship their idea of the divine is their business. They can stretch their hands out to God, they can bow 5 times a day, they can do the sign of the cross, they can smear their forehead with ash, they can conduct archanas in a temple. That is entirely their business and not the business of the state. And that is the core principle of the Constitution that is under threat today.